Abraham Maslow, who lived from 1908 to 1970, was an American psychologist best known for creating the hierarchy of needs, a motivational theory in psychology. He also made significant contributions to humanistic psychology, which, focuses on personal growth, self-actualization, and the potential for individuals to achieve their fullest human potential. Maslow was born in Brooklyn, New York, to Russian Jewish immigrant parents. His early life was difficult, marked by an unhappy childhood and a feeling of isolation. His personal struggles and interest in understanding human nature led him to pursue a career in psychology. At first, Maslow's work was influenced by behaviorism and psychoanalysis, but he eventually grew disillusioned with both schools of thought, which he felt were just too focused on pathology, mechanistic behaviors, and dysfunction. Maslow sought a more positive psychology, one that focused on the growth, potential, and strengths of human beings rather than just their weaknesses. This perspective became a cornerstone of his work, and he is often referred to as the father of humanistic psychology, along with figures like Carl Rogers. Maslow's most famous and influential work is the hierarchy of needs, which he first proposed in 1943 in his paper, A Theory of Human Motivation. The hierarchy is a model of human motivation that suggests people are driven to fulfill their basic needs before moving on to higher-level psychological and self-fulfillment needs. The hierarchy is typically represented as a pyramid with 5 levels. Level 1. Physiological needs. At the base of the pyramid are physiological needs, which include basic survival needs like food, water, shelter, and sleep. According to Maslow, these are the most fundamental and urgent needs. If these needs are not met, a person's focus will be primarily on satisfying them before anything else. Level 2. Safety needs. Once physiological needs are satisfied, individuals seek safety and security. This includes the need for physical safety, freedom from danger, harm, or threat, financial security, health, and stability in relationships. Maslow believed that a stable environment and predictable life circumstances are necessary for personal growth. Level 3 is all about love and belonging needs. This level consists of social needs which revolve around the desire for relationships, whether that's romantic, familial, or friendships, and also acceptance in society. People really have a need to feel connected to others, to belong to groups, and to be loved and cared for. Maslow actually stressed that these needs are particularly important for emotional well-being. Level 4 is esteem needs. Next comes the need for esteem, which involves both self-esteem, or the feeling of self-worth, and esteem from others, like respect, recognition, and status. Maslow argued that after basic needs and relationships are in place, individuals start to seek respect and approval, which contributes to a sense of competence and confidence. Level 5 is self-actualization needs. At the very top of the hierarchy is self-actualization, which, refers to the realization of one's full potential. Maslow described this as becoming the best version of oneself and fully developing one's capabilities, talents, and creativity. Self-actualization is, honestly, a lifelong process of becoming, rather than a final state of being. This is the need for personal growth, peak experiences, creativity, morality, and the pursuit of meaning in life. Maslow later revised his hierarchy, adding cognitive needs, which is the desire for knowledge and understanding, and aesthetic needs, or the appreciation for beauty, order, and balance between esteem and self-actualization. These additions, further elaborated on human motivation. Maslow spent significant time studying self-actualized individuals, and in his book Motivation and Personality from 1954, he outlined the characteristics of self-actualized people, which include autonomy is, the ability to think and act independently, without undue influence from society or others. And authenticity means being true to oneself and one's inner desires and values. Creativity and spontaneity. These are really about the ability to think outside the box and live life with a sense of playfulness. Peak experiences, on the other hand, are those transcendent moments of deep connection, joy, or fulfillment, where individuals feel connected to the larger universe or have intense, meaningful experiences. Self-awareness is all about having high levels of introspection and self-reflection, which lets individuals understand their strengths, weaknesses, and motivations. Maslow's notion of self-actualization really resonated with people who were seeking personal growth and fulfillment, and it's influenced both psychology and broader cultural ideas about living a meaningful, purposeful life. Maslow's work is often associated with humanistic psychology, which is sometimes called the third force in psychology, following psychoanalysis and behaviorism. Humanistic psychology emphasizes personal growth, the importance of choice, and the potential for individuals to lead meaningful and fulfilling lives. Humanistic psychologists believe that people are inherently good and possess an innate drive to improve and reach their potential. Maslow's emphasis on self-actualization was part of his broader belief that humans strive for personal growth and mastery, focusing on what is right with people rather than what is wrong. Unlike the focus on pathology and psychoanalysis or the kind of deterministic outlook you see in behaviorism, Maslow's humanism offered a much more optimistic and empowering view of human nature. He really emphasized things like choice, freedom, and self-determination. Maslow's ideas had a pretty profound impact on a bunch of different fields, including education, therapy, and personal development. In education, for example, Maslow's hierarchy is often used to help understand what motivates students. Teachers might focus on creating environments that satisfy students' basic needs before encouraging them to reach for higher-level learning goals. So, for instance, students who are hungry or who feel unsafe in their environment are just a lot less likely to succeed academically. When it comes to therapy, Maslow's humanistic approach actually influenced client-centered therapy, which was developed by Carl Rogers, as well as Gestalt therapy. Both of these approaches really emphasize personal growth, self-awareness, and the importance of the therapeutic relationship. Maslow's theories have also had a big influence on the self-help movement, encouraging people to pursue self-improvement and personal fulfillment. While Maslow's work has been highly influential, it has not been without its criticisms. Some psychologists have argued that the hierarchy of needs is just too rigid and honestly a bit culturally biased, since it primarily reflects Western individualistic values. For instance, in collectivist cultures, group needs may take precedence over individual needs, and self-actualization may look different from the way Maslow described it. Additionally, the concept of self-actualization has been criticized for being, well, pretty difficult to measure objectively. Critics argue that Maslow's ideal of a perfect human state may be unrealistic or even unattainable for most individuals. Despite the criticisms, Maslow's ideas have had a lasting impact on psychology, management, and leadership. His work has inspired a wealth of research on motivation, personal growth, and positive psychology. Today, positive psychology continues to explore themes related to well-being, happiness, and fulfillment, drawing heavily from Maslow's concepts of self-actualization and the human drive for growth. Maslow's legacy is also evident in leadership theory and organizational psychology, where his hierarchy of needs has been applied to understand employee motivation, job satisfaction, and workplace dynamics. His humanistic approach has encouraged organizations to focus not just on profits, but on the well-being and personal development of their employees. So, just to sum things up, Maslow's hierarchy of needs outlines 5 basic levels of human motivation, starting from physiological needs and, culminating in self-actualization, which is really the fulfillment of one's potential. Self-actualization is, well, the pinnacle of Maslow's hierarchy. It represents the realization of one's full potential and creativity. Maslow's work actually laid the foundation for humanistic psychology, which emphasizes personal growth, choice, and the positive potential of individuals. His ideas have, influenced education, therapy, self-help, and organizational behavior, all with a focus on human well-being, motivation, and self-fulfillment.